All right. Wait for the table. Let's get this guy started.
I say, excuse me, can I have my pencil back?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's okay. I know we need pencils, right? They're very handy things to have. Okay. Ooh.
Okay, so we're playing Terror Over Tokyo, the Obake Shima Incident. Thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate it. My name's Andy Miller. I will be your GM for the day. Probably the first 15 or 20 minutes will be mostly me talking. It'll be mostly background information for you guys on your way to Tokyo. Basically, you are on board. Oh, I forgot to pull out a million here. If anybody has any interest in looking at the weaponry that you might have on your body. And then I've also got, here's your ship, USS Brandywine, CV-0.
Okay.
She's a Lexington class aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
And if anybody has an interest in looking over some of the specs of your ship, of the aircraft, there are several cutaway views and the like there. You guys can pass those out, look at them, whatever. It's not necessary. And once again, here's our aircraft right here in the center.
Okay, here you go.
The B-25 Mitchell has 2 sets of guns on it. There is a twin 50 caliber machine gun on the top that is run by the combat engineer, or the flight engineer. So that's Quackenbush, that's his place in the back. And then in the front, you've got your Bombardier. Who's our Bombardier?
That would be me.
That's you. He is in charge of the 30 caliber machine gun that's set on the front. Each has enough rounds to, each has 3 belts of 250 rounds for each barrel, essentially. So you've got, so each of you has 750 rounds that you can fire during combat. As I've said before, the 30 caliber on the front is removable. So in the off chance that after landing in China you need to use it on the ground, you can. Up in the front, you've got your pilot and your co-pilot. The Navigator actually sits back here towards the back behind the bomb bay. The only connection from the bomb bay to the front of the ship is actually a crawlway that goes over the top of the bombs. Right now that's full because there is a deflatable, essentially, petrol can up there to hold the extra fuel that you're going to need to get to Tokyo. Let's see. Also, there are 2 broomsticks painted black and connected to the back of the aircraft because there is no tail gun on this ship. She only has those broomsticks. The liaison radio has been removed in order to give you guys more distance. You're expected to fly roughly 2,500 miles, and that's pretty much the edge that it can go. You have de-icers and anti-icers have been installed. Steel blast plates mounted on the fuselage around the upper turret. That's for your benefit, Mr. Flight Engineer. Collapsible neoprene auxiliary fuel tank. That's what I was trying to say before. And your Norden bomb sight has been removed because they did not want it to fall into enemy hands. So it's been replaced with what's called a Mark Twain bomb sight, the materials which can only cost about 20 cents. And basically it's just a hole in the craft that points down, and when you're at the right altitude, when you see the target, you push the button and drop the bomb. So, the war initially started September 1st, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. Beginning of the war in Europe. Great Britain and France got involved, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how much of this you guys want or need to know. Germany continued to rule over the European states in 1940, including Luxembourg, Netherlands, Belgium. France signed an armistice giving up half of their territory, half of France, to Germany in June. And then on December 7th, 1941, America entered the war when the Empire of Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. Nazi Germany soon actually joined because they were also an ally of Japan. You guys are part of the 17th Bomb Group. You were originally flying anti-submarine patrols from Pendleton, Oregon, and were moved cross-country to Lexington County Army Air Force Base in Columbia, South Carolina. Supposedly, it was to fly similar patrols, but in actuality, it was prepared for another mission. You were effectively transferred on 9 February to Columbia. You were offered the opportunity to volunteer for, quote, an extremely hazardous but unspecified mission, of which everybody here agreed to go. You've all had ideas about what it could be, but nobody knew for sure. There were 24 crews selected, and you guys flew to Florida. You did extensive training, taking off from large marked off areas about the size of an aircraft carrier. You eventually, you were dropping bombs from 500 feet. It was determined that dropping a 100-pound bomb from 500 feet was a little too much. So you started training on 1,500-foot drops of 500-pound bombs, and you were told that the mixture would not be your typical bomb mixture of 35% charge, but would be a 50% charge. So these are big bombs that you guys are dropping. You headed to California in late March. At that point, 8 of the planes were found to not be ready to fly the mission. It was decided by Jimmy Doolittle, who was lieutenant colonel in charge of the mission, that they would be left behind and he would only take 16 aircraft. At the last second, it was decided those 8 aircraft, one of which is yours, would actually go along, repairs were made en route to the target, and so you guys were allowed to come along. In the actual mission, only 16 bombers went. In this mission, it will be 24 bombers that will actually go. You will have 3 500-pound bombs, and 1 incendiary. The 3 500-pound bombs will be dropped first. The incendiary will drop last. You are on board the USS Brandywine, a Lexington-class carrier. She is under the command of Captain Horton D. Frost. You're going out with Hornet, and you hook up with the USS Enterprise, which is another of your escorts, as well as there's 3 carriers, 3 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, 8 destroyers, and 2 fleet oilers. Once you guys are out at sea, you're told your mission. We are getting our revenge on Japan. You will be dropping bombs on specific sites in Japan. You will be launched from an aircraft carrier. Once the bombs are dropped, you will continue on to China, where you will land in airfields that are in eastern China, refuel, and then go on to Chongqing. The eastern China has been taken over by the Japanese. There are call signals that the airports will give you if it's safe to land there.
And we also given secondary landing spots if it's taken over by the Japanese.
Yes, yeah, you have numerous landing spots that you can aim for in China.
Okay, so at least we have all that, so we know about
Yes.
the major and the secondaries.
You've got a ton of information. Let's see, are you the pilot? Pilot, who's the co-pilot? Pilot, co-pilot.
Navigator.
Bombardier, navigator, flight engineer. Okay, so on 17th April, the slow oilers refuel everybody, and then they head back with all the destroyers, leaving 3 cruisers and 3 carriers. Enterprise's aircraft are going to be protecting you guys because these ships are on the top deck. They're just stowed on the top deck of the aircraft carriers. Hornet is really full. Your ship has a little bit more room, but it's an older ship. The Hornet's is a much newer ship than the Brandywine. You and the co-pilot get to choose targets. The target cities are Tokyo, Yokohama, Osaka, Kobe, and Nagoya. You have your choice of a lot of different targets. Actually, all 5 of you guys can discuss this together for a minute or 2 if you want, if anybody, if you care.
Could you
Yes.
list the cities again?
Tokyo, Yokohama, which is right close to Tokyo, Osaka, Kobe, and Nagoya. And if I'm mispronouncing any of those, I apologize.
Which one would have the highest population?
Tokyo.
Tokyo would have the highest
Tokyo would be the
population.
big one to hit, and a lot of the other a lot of the bombers are planning on hitting Tokyo.
Well, that-
Yeah. What do you think then? Okay, guys, I suggest Tokyo, but one quick question. Do we have any restricted targets that we can't hit?
Do not hit the Imperial Palace.
No.
You are not allowed to touch the palace.
The Imperial
This
Palace would
is
be
not.
Tokyo then.
This is a bombing run to hit military and industrial targets. And those are the targets that you're shown maps of Tokyo. If you pick Tokyo, you're shown maps of all the cities, and you're shown where certain targets are. There's also certain targets that have already been marked off. You guys are kind of the B squad.
Okay.
Jimmy Doolittle is actually on the first plane that's
Right.
going to be taking off in a few days.
Oh.
And so they're getting kind of first pick, but since there's so many possible targets of opportunity,
Okay, then, so guys, my suggestion is this, that since Tokyo is not exactly a resource-rich country, we go after the oil. Because where do they get their oil? From faraway Borneo. So
That-
is there,
That would probably be Yokohama because it's a port.
you may be right about that. Okay, in our maps, okay, so is Doolittle's gang going to go after the oil supplies?
it varies. They're hitting various. There's some of them are hitting tankers, tanks, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Others are
right.
hitting like.
Okay.
They're bombing factories. They're bombing tank facilities, like making tanks and planes and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
but then what good are tanks without oil? Just heap of scrap
That's
iron.
fine.
So
You
is
can
there-
pick several different targets.
Okay, so we're gonna go after, I guess, the nearest oil targets. Then we're gonna go after any oil targets of opportunities. If the first one's been taken or hit by Doolittle.
Well, it won't be. Everybody's got one target.
Okay.
So, and you're supposed to hit your targets that you're supposed to hit.
Okay.
Unless for some reason you can't drop.
Yeah,
If
just
a
what
bomb
about
gets
secondary?
stuck in the bomb bay or something, but you can repair
Yeah,
it
okay.
later.
So if for some reason, if we can't make it to our primary, do we have secondaries?
Yes, you can pick some secondary targets to go as well.
Okay, so what,
Because basically all of these cities are on like almost a straight line down Japan.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is, say, if you hit Tokyo, and you're going to go to Tokyo first no matter what, because it's like to figure out where everything else is.
Right.
You'd go straight south and you could follow the coast until you hit certain landmarks down okay, so you guys are boop, and then you go this way, and then you hit landmarks which will send you due west to China.
Okay. Okay. What's that? Yeah.
So
got it.
Tokyo would
Yeah.
be right around here, and then everything else would be down the coast.
Yeah.
Osaka
Yes.
would be like more around.
Yeah, pretty
here.
much. That's why that was one of the reasons they were chosen, was to make it easier for the navigators to actually.
Okay, so
Navigator.
okay, you take who's the navigator? You're
That's
very
it,
helpful
yeah.
on this one, Mr. Navigator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's basically you can pick something that you want to hit, and you'll be able to try to hit.
Okay, well, folks,
We're
I
not going
said-
to make it too
Okay,
complicated.
I'm gonna say, primary oil target, 80 secondary oil targets, because that'll cripple Japan big time, because learning a little bit about Japan, being a pretty smart cookie here.
Okay.
Oil, they're gonna be vulnerable with oil.
So you're going to go for Yokohama oil targets?
Okay, Yokohama
Okay.
it is.
So Yokohama oil targets, and the incendiaries are to be dropped on like a residential area, or something that'll burn.
Well,
'Cause they wanna start lots of
if we're
fires.
going residential, Tokyo would probably be the best place to go since it would
No,
be
rather
the
go
You
Go
could still do Yokohama with residential.
Okay.
Either way, I would avoid Tokyo altogether because.
Oh, because
That
it's a
is-
castle.
Well,
right.
if most,
No, hell
no,
with the
because
castle.
if most of our guys are going there anyway, plus Tokyo will have the most luck. It'll be the most defended.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's right
that'd be
there.
defend right
So
there.
And
we'll
you guys are going to be the
Right.
19th
Okay.
plane taking off.
Yeah.
So
As far as I remember, Nagoya was a big business port too.
What about Osaka?
If you're bombing residential.
I don't actually know.
I think
I'm pissed
so.
off at
I left this
Japan.
very generic as in pick a target, pick a
Well,
couple
I
targets.
mean-
and
I'm
move
really
on.
pissed at the
Well, we've been
dipshit.
going over this in one of my Japanese
Okay.
classes, so I'm just
Where is
trying to
Osaka in
remember.
relation to Nagoya and Quebec?
Navigator?
Let's see.
Well, you see, if Japan is half a fortune cookie.
Okay, and that's one thing. If you're
This is
talking in
that time
character,
period.
yes.
Okay. Okay,
There's
that
no
was out of character.
prohibitions in character from using Japanese racial slurs.
So do we need
In-
to like
No, but
say
we
when we're in
can't use
character or
racial
out of
slurs.
character? Oh,
If there's some way that you can kind of, if you want to say something specifically out of character, you've been in character a lot, hold up your hand and do this,
Okay.
or just say OOC or out of character, blah blah blah. Try to stay in character
Okay.
as much
Okay,
as
we
you
can
can.
say, okay, so we'll get
I
back
mean, I
right
could
there.
actually see us talking.
Okay, but what, I think if I catch you, are
Yeah,
we
you
ready to
are.
use, are we ready to use racial slurs or not?
Yes, in character.
Right, okay.
Oh.
If you're saying, I'm dropping the bomb on those nips, but you're not saying that as a character, then I would say not.
Uh-huh.
But if you're saying, take that, you slant-eyed bastard. If you're saying it as you like, baka, 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 baka,
Yeah.
then it's in character.
Right, okay.
This is
Baka,
about,
baka, baka.
Okay.
well, you know what I mean. Call of Cthulhu
I mean,
is
like
about
Pearl
like being
Harbor,
dramatic
just
and being
that.
an
Yeah.
More
kind of yeah.
Screw these
So-
guys.
I'm not going to take offense in any case.
Okay, we're just gonna.
And I'm throwing it out there in the fact that it's 1942.
Yeah.
These people bombed Pearl Harbor.
It's a different time.
To hell with them.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you could even say in 1942 you could say fuck them because I think that slang was starting to come about in this war.
Wait. We could say fuck in this game? Yes.
All right.
So where was Osaka?
We're gonna paint on the side of the
Osaka
plane. Look at
is
him.
actually inland,
Yeah.
quite away from Tokyo. You'd still head kind of southwest, but you'd head more inland.
Is Kobe and
Osaka
Nagoya
have
are coast
forces
cities?
up aside,
Yeah.
though?
Well,
I don't know if I might not have printed it.
I know Nara's really heavily wooded, but that's on the other side of the country.
Okay, so anyway.
I say
Nara
Osaka.
wasn't.
That's, I forgot. Where,
No, it
where's
wasn't.
all the oil
I'm
stuff
trying to
here?
remember.
Yokohama.
I thought
I
of
think
Nara
Osaka
because it's
does
like.
have
Yokohama.
Yokohama.
I know it's
okay.
more
Yeah,
ready.
Yokohama's
I'm thinking
right
Kyoto.
close to
I'm
Japan.
thinking Kyoto.
Or
Osaka's
close
further
to
down.
Tokyo.
Yeah, and it's. I think
See,
it
I think
has
our
a lot
most
of
dangerous
forces
targets
on it.
would be Tokyo
I'm
and
not so sure.
Yes,
I don't
Osaka,
know
because
as
Osaka
well.
is
Oh,
way
wait,
would
Kyoto would
also-
be close to Osaka,
Right,
so
but
there'd be
keep
a
in
ton
mind-
of
keep
wood.
that
Yeah,
so-
right.
Those
That's
also
what
would be the ones that would
Because
hit
then we could hit
Japanese
residential
targets.
area and possibly
As far as,
set
like, the
forest
moral-
on fire.
Okay.
Pounding it.
Okay, general folks, I would suggest this. Let us go by consensus right here. I prefer Yokohama to militarily hurt the Japs.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yokohama.
you know how to wreck them up oil-wise. They're going to be weak in oil. We just do everything we can to wreck up their oil. What is your opinion?
Oh, I'm
In
okay
character.
with the oil. It's just if we're going for residential stuff,
Mhm.
let's hit it where it hurt the most. Like if you're talking about inland targets like Osaka, where it's near forests and stuff,
Uh-huh.
potentially we could even catch forests on fire, in which case we could have a huge portion of Japan burn.
I don't think, not with one incendiary bomb, I don't think it's going to do it. Just
No.
hurt them a little bit. If, let's see, I'll tell you what, Ricky.
Okay, hold on. We got Osaka. We got what'd you
Osaka.
say? You got I thought you wanted
Yokohama.
Yokohama.
Okay.
You said you're going to vote on it, so.
I
Okay,
was
okay.
doing Osaka as a secondary target, not
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what's
So
your
you're looking
primary?
at secondary. That's
The
fine
oil
too.
thing. That was fine.
Yeah, okay. So
Yokohama, okay.
I was just talking about
Okay,
secondary.
what's their character? Okay, look, okay, Lieutenant.
that's the co-pilot, yeah.
Okay, co-pilot there. Okay, I'm trying. Okay, well, John, what do you think?
Well, this guy's a loon, but Yokohama, you know.
Burn
Burn them, you know, we take out the oil. They're not going to have any resources left.
That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. Yeah, secondary?
No, primary target.
Yeah, okay, what's your secondary?
Secondary target, you know, Osaka has a lot of people, but, you know, that's inland. We're going to have to fly over Japan. That's a lot of exposure
We're
to
gonna
the
have to
country.
love
Ah,
it anyway.
okay.
Yeah, we're going over to China. We're on the eastern
I
side.
thought
of
we were going to
Japan.
fly around.
No,
Because
no,
we're going
Yes,
down this
yeah,
coast.
you are going to
See,
fly
we're
around.
going
You're
down
going to
We
go
go
on
on
the
the
southern.
eastern
No, we are gonna
seaboard
fly
of
around.
Japan.
You're going to fly down to the southern coast and follow the southern coast down almost to the end before you start heading
So we're
west.
not flying across
Yes.
Japan.
No, we aren't. We just fly, we head due east.
And hopefully there won't
We're
be
still gonna be
changes.
flying
we burn
around
oil.
it,
If we have
though.
enough, we burn oil, gentlemen. Okay,
Okay.
anyways, though, how about your then? How about your
Well-
let's see, who are you now?
Oh wait, that's right. Okay.
Okay,
Let's
all right.
we'll finish this role playing, and then I want everybody to go around and describe their characters. I
Okay,
totally forgot.
Irv, what about you?
All right, Okinawa was the oil field, right? That's what I
Correct.
want to. Yeah, I agree with that. No secondary, because I failed the first time.
Okay, I like your chutzpah there.
I like that a lot.
Hey, Irving, I like your chutzpah. Okay, here we go. Okay, and what's your Bombardier's name? Let's see, Rich. Yeah, what's your okay?
Ricky.
Ricky. Okay, Ricky.
I'm
What's
their
that?
navigator.
Well, I believe that the primary is a proper target captain. However, aside from Osaka, if we still had some fight in us, I still think that possibly doing some bombing in Nagoya could be good too, as it's a large business district, as far as my knowledge is concerned.
Okay, we could drop one firebomb on there too. Might raise hell, might drop the stock market
Okay.
a little bit. I don't care about those rich chits in Wall Street, but that's a different story there. But nevertheless, though, okay, but is that pretty much on our way down, Mr. Navigator?
Which one? What did she say?
Nagoya.
Nagoya. It would be past Tokyo.
Okay, but how's it
Further
past
on
Yokohama?
down.
Is it also past Yokohama?
Yes.
Now, we haven't discussed Kobe. What's in Kobe?
Kobe is well.
Again,
Kobe
I
beef.
glossed over all this because I didn't think
Well,
that was a
Kobe
huge
beef is one of the
hotspot.
biggest exports, and it's like I think it's an area of large food culture as well. I just know the beef is one of the bigger primaries. But would they have the beef in the 40s?
I don't know if that was a thing back then or
Yeah,
not.
I don't know. That's the
I'm
big
I don't know.
curious,
challenge.
though. It's more recent.
I know
I'm actually a
they don't
butcher.
can food.
They
The
got
Chinese,
fish.
I mean the Japanese, all the canned food goes to the military. There's not even much of that. They just don't can.
So like at this point, Kobe wouldn't really be.
Okay, so we agreed upon.
There's targets there. It wouldn't be on the list. But,
Okay.
So you're going where? What was-
Yokohama.
Yokohama. Okay. So
Yokohama
Yokohama's
primary,
the target.
and what did we see?
You said Osaka is a secondary.
Okay,
And
Osaka
I said Nagoya as a secondary.
Okay, so Nagoya, and what did you say for your secondary?
Okay.
Oh, none.
None. Okay, that's
Yeah,
right.
because we're gonna get right to first time.
Okay.
Drop
well, I guess-
those
You're not
eggs.
the one who has to worry about the bombs, sir.
Yeah, but you're the one who has to.
Remember,
make
you're
sure
an
you
officer
get to
too.
it.
That's true.
You guys are actually you're a
Oh, yeah, we're
lieutenant.
both lieutenant.
Everybody's
Navigation.
lieutenant.
Well,
He's,
I'm a
Oh,
nice guy.
sorry.
You're the non-com. He's the only non-com.
Well,
But the thing is, these teams became like family,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like yes sir, yes sir,
Yeah.
yes sir. that
Oh
kind
no
of
no no! Like back where I'm from, sir is just a term.
Okay, let's stop for a second and go around and everybody introduce your characters. I meant to do it at the beginning and then people didn't show and I got
Okay.
befuddled and so. Why don't we start with the Bombardier?
Okay.
Who are you playing? What's your
I-
name and who are you
I
playing?
am playing Lieutenant Richie, or Richard. He's also called Ricky. Olmstead. It says that I was born middle class. I've got a wife and kid back home. Generally a pretty decent dude who's got a thick. I can't do accent. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Where's he from? Might be at the top. under
North Haverville, NH.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, New England accent.
New England accent.
thick-
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
You remember
I
that?
could do a crappy Boston, but that's about
If
it.
you could do a crappy Boston, that'd be awesome.
That's good. Do Boston.
You don't have to. You do not have to. If you want to,
I feel
at least
like I
deepen
sound
your
really
voice, because
dumb.
remember, you're a guy. You're married. You got kids.
Right.
Okay. Anything
I
else
got
about
that.
your character that anybody
Right.
should know?
It says tall, lanky. Olmstead is a good old boy.
Tall,
with a-
lanky.
I said lanky.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm repeating.
Lanky.
Go ahead.
Anyway,
Thank you. Yeah, good.
with a real thick, real accent and easy grin, he gets along well and is just about as easygoing with everyone and has a nice demeanor. Talks
Okay.
about his wife, kid, and probably falling back a lot. See way back home, the wife
That's
here.
why kids.
Okay.
Okay. How about our
With
navigator?
all the pictures.
I'm gonna die.
Lieutenant Irving Albright. Irv is what I'm known as. So I'm from Kentucky, which is awesome because it's God's country, USA. And I actually have a math degree, which is rare for someone from Kentucky.
He's like middle class or something.
Yeah,
like that, too,
no.
so he could still be really Kentucky.
Yeah, I was thinking about just draw every word
Yep.
for like across the world.
Do you have any extra weapons listed with your character? It'd be right down there in equipment.
I've got a semi-pistol, I've got a 45,
Okay.
hunting knife.
Does Irving have any other weapons listed under equipment in the middle and on the front page?
Yeah, I've got 40.
No. All that stuff everybody's gonna have on the back. Flip it over. The middle bottom of your front page
Oh, it
under
says I've got a leather
equipment.
helmet. That's kind of it.
Yeah, okay, under gear and
I've got
possessions.
45.
Yes. Do you have?
Yeah,
Sorry, I
It's fine.
forgot my own character sheet.
It's cool.
Is there anything in there?
Just leather helmets.
Just the helmet. Okay.
Yeah.
How about the captain?
Okay, well,
Or
Capitan.
lieutenant, actually.
Yeah, lieutenant there too, but y'all can call me Cap though. That's
Yeah,
Cat.
that's his name.
just
Good
call
boy,
me.
Cap.
Yeah, not those okay. So my name is Ralph Connor, and I'm from Northern Maine. You know, with all the
Oh
shit.
god, you're gonna sound like my grandma.
Hey, y'all.
That's from Northern Maine right there too, and everything. I wish I could remember Mary Ring. She's from Maine, and she's a blast, but that's a different story right there. Okay, so anyways, I'm a pretty smart guy because I got my master's degree at age 24. And after those dirty Japs, bombed, sorry about that. After the Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor. Well, let's see. I volunteered to go almost from the get-go to all these secret missions. I just want to do something about Japan right here. And Mr. Navigator, do you have a note or anything to write down? Because I got some islands for you to go to.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's right.
No, I need
Yes,
some.
I
Yeah,
do.
have scrap paper. Okay, this is for you, Mr. Navigator.
I need a pencil too. This is actually a pen.
I
Do
don't.
you have any more
I
pencils?
apologize for
for
that.
me?
Just bring extra pencil.
I believe it's going
This is backwards. No,
Okay.
I can't.
So I was like, that's interesting. There's a pen here.
Yeah, that would be mine.
Here's scrap paper if anybody would like some.
Yeah, I'll
So
take
like some
mine.
scrap paper.
If you want to grab a piece and pass it
Did you
around.
text Marlene and see if you need it back up there?
No, you cannot go. Just pretend you
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
only been like 50.
Yeah, sorry, I thought I had these pencils
It
here.
hasn't been 30. We're only 30 minutes.
Yeah, we left it.
We only. Oh.
It's 2:37.
Yeah, so,
Take one
Ah,
pass
you got that out.
Oh.
Okay, so he's from Maine.
Okay, I'm from
And
Maine.
he's probably, and he's got his master's, so.
Okay, I got my master's here too. But anyways, before we go on, okay, I guess we're doing introductions, but I gotta have a
Yeah,
little.
let's finish introductions.
I'll do the palaver with Irving
Okay.
after that.
Co-pilot,
So my name's John Neisemier. I'm from Iowa. I went to-
Neisemier.
Neisemier.
It's nice because you're so nice.
He's a nice guy. That's right. He's a nice guy, as I'll often confess. He's very good looking. Has no trouble getting the right. Well, he has no trouble getting a girl, but he's looking for the right girl still. And
That's right,
he went to
eh?
college for half a year, but that's when World War II started. So he decided to join the army right then and there. Decided college could wait. He's got. Let's see here. He's got a little bit of a temper, but he won't let it out until it kind of builds up and explodes. So he'll kind of wait. He'll simmer down. Let's see here. He's got a .45 pistol called the hand cannon, or as he likes to
Yes,
call it.
that's his, not a 45, those are Winchester rounds that fit into that thing. Yeah, it's a 45 caliber pistol that that has been made so that it will handle Winchester rifle rounds, 30-aught rounds, I believe.
Other than that, he's
So-
So what's their
They were not terribly uncommon in the
What's your
40s,
character
actually.
strength? I know something that big.
11.
11? I think he'd barely handle it.
He's 19. He's from Iowa, and other than that, he's the little brother. He's third of three brothers.
Okay, how about our flight engineer?
Okay, my guy's name is Preston Quackenbush.
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 That's an
South
actual South
Carolina.
Carolina name. So.
Quacken-
His
So-
name is Ducky.
We'll call you Ducky.
He does have a nickname there. Sarge is what
Because
people
I'm the
call
only
him.
sergeant
He's a
here.
sergeant.
It's better than saying call him Quack.
Tell us about him. Tell us about Quackenbush.
Quackenbush, he hates the name Preston. Is tall and solid, if not particularly good looking. He enjoys scrap metal. Well, he enjoys a scrap almost as working with his hands. He loves the B-25 and treats his ship with great care. He can't wait to see what it can do in combat.
Yes. None of you have been in combat before. The B-25s have not been tested in combat yet. It's all new. Hopefully you'll survive.
Okay. So,
Okay, pick your target, Yokohama.
Okay,
Um,
secondary is,
Osaka.
Secondary is Osaka. You've been ordered no bombing of the Imperial Palace in Tokyo,
Oh, that-
only
that-
military and industrial targets.
Okay, now, when we go in, I gotta talk to Irv about some navigational, situations.
Okay, you can. You can
Okay,
talk to
all
him
right.
anytime on the
All right,
show.
okay, here's-
Make it quick, though. Make it
Little
quick.
personal history right here. Irv,
Okay.
my old man and I, we flew to Japan back in 1940.
Close to the cold.
Here's a little island we may have
cool,
Navigator
sit
Raid.
beside each other.
Why don't you log down 29th parallel. It's an abandoned island just between Japan and Japan
That's
and
supposed
China.
to do a little bit of everything
Right here, so we're just gonna be, it'll be just west
It
of
doesn't
I'm
matter.
supposed to
You
make
guys
sure the
are-
bomb actually drops out.
and Honshu, right there. And I think Yokoshima
Write
is
it down if you have
the
to.
bottommost island, and Honshu,
Yeah,
I
that's
think, is the
true.
main island.
You're
Tokyo,
spotting,
those
you're
other
back
targets.
keeping him, you're back up, essentially.
So I want to,
Alright.
I'm
You
doing
need
some
to
work in
hit
this
the
one right
target.
here as well,
He
too.
needs
Alright.
So right
What if I
down,
did it?
island, west of Yokoshima.
I think everybody has damage control.
I would make TF2 jokes about being the demolitions expert, but I think it's a little classes at this point.
Do you have demolitions?
Yokoshima?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
There is a
Yokoshima
skill.
and punctured.
I pulled a lot of skills from
Now remember,
October
Yokoshima is the southernmost
to
island.
mess
There's four
around.
I
islands
haven't
in
said
Japan.
demolition.
Okay,
Yeah,
none of you are
Yokoshima's the
trained.
southernmost
Level
island,
one.
and Honshu's
And
the
but
lower
what you'll be
Japan
using
island.
to drop the
It's where
bombs
they're at.
is
Yeah, level 1, 2.
Okay.
My credit rating?
credit rating. You basically means how well back at home that people treat you.
Oh,
essentially.
okay. I thought that was going to be like my
My
credit
mechanical
rating.
repair is really high.
Yeah, between
Flat
Japan
and my
and
electrical.
China.
Artillery
Japan,
aerials, what you'll be using to drop the bomb.
I've got good
I've
climbing.
seen that.
Yeah, just write down 29 parallels so you can sound like a navigator.
Hey, I can swim.
Okay.
Okay,
Jump
so,
out.
All right.
Is that a place that you've gone in the past?
yeah, I have gone in the past there too, so I have a remembrance of the land.
Also good
So
at
folks,
spelling.
No,
do
you
have-
haven't been there.
Oh, I
Does it
thought
say
I said
you've
right
been
here, hold on.
Does it say you've been there?
Yeah, he visited once with his
His
father in
dad.
1940. Beg pardon?
Oh, you did. Okay, you've been there. Yes,
Yeah.
you've been there. You don't remember it too
Right.
clearly because it was just a quick stop. But yes,
Okay.
you've been there.
You went to
sorry
Yokohama or
about that.
Japan?
No, it's a little island between, close to Yokohama, what's the southernmost island again? Doggone it.
It's really far south
The
there.
coast, the southernmost
Yeah,
island
see,
is
it's
Okinawa.
Yoshima, I think that's the southernmost island, and Honshu is the main island, if I recall.
That's
So it's just
You're
a,
thinking the Ryukyu Islands.
right.
down south of Japan, not super south of Japan.
No,
not-
but this one, but the way you describe it here, it looks like it's just west of, you know, if I hit the strait between Yoshima and Honshu,
Yeah,
I go west,
China.
and there's our little
I got
island
an
right there.
Hiroshima.
That's what it's consulted
That's
with
true, you got the
earlier.
hand cannon.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay, so anyway, so go ahead, so
the
folks, you're
attack.
out.
The attack is scheduled for the evening of April 18th. Okay, the fleet will be 350 nautical miles from Japan. It'll be a night attack. When you hit Tokyo or Yokohama, it'll be dark. That's great. Doolittle has constantly said surprise is our main safety factor. You guys aren't on the same ship with Doolittle, but you've gotten lots of stuff from him. Until that time, your days are filled with battle stations drills, lectures, tinkering with the birds, gunnery practice. Kites are like strung out on the back of the carrier, and then you fire at them, that kind of thing. The ships are completely blacked out at night. It's drilled into you not to take anything that can be traced back to the aircraft carrier, and when you drop your 10 5-gallon extra gas cans, you are to drop them in a bundle. Don't drop them one at a time because it'll be a straight line back if the Japanese can find her. Yeah. So April 18th rolls around. You guys are supposed to go tonight after the set at 7:38 a.m.
Okay.
After the morning battle stations drill at dawn, but before mess. Battle stations, it sounded again.
Okay, well, hold on a second.
No,
Before the
you
plane
can't.
starts-
It's already happening.
Ah, shucks.
This is not a drill.
Ah, nuts.
Does anybody want to be above decks when this happened?
I'll go.
This would be, anybody can be, it's just whoever wants to be above decks.
I'll be
I'll
above
do it.
that.
Okay,
You
right
too?
there, yeah.
Just because I'm going to
It's
be
up to
near
you.
that plane.
I'll be below decks.
Okay, you're heading for
Polish
max.
it.
Well,
Breakfast.
I was going to breakfast.
I gotta do the bombing, so.
The four of you that are on decks, you and you can hear this, but you can't see
The
it.
windows.
There's you're not sure.
Chrome.
Oh, that's right. You're the flight engineer.
Yeah, I'm supposed to take care of this thing.
And I'm working with the
just
flight.
checking
My
to make sure
baby.
the bomb decks are
Okay, so you're, okay, flight
Okay.
engineer, but, okay, so what we,
It's obviously not a drill. The roar of guns can be heard from above decks. You guys that are up on decks
Uh-oh.
see one of the big cruisers. From your perspective, Brandywine is here heading this way. Hornet's up this way to your port and forward.
Right.
And further port from that, you see one of the big cruisers open fire.
Yeah.
On the horizon, you can see a low-slung ship is on the horizon and starts to put off an ugly plume of black smoke as dive bombers start to wheel overhead from Enterprise. Army pilots, man your planes! Comes over the loudspeakers. Army pilots, man your planes!
let's go, let's move it.
Above deck.
Okay, so we're getting everything all set up here too, what's what's your name again, your characters?
Quackenbush.
Quackenbush.
How could you forget
Okay,
Quackenbush?
okay, so Duck and I are on the plane together, so I guess we get ourselves set up and everything.
Yes.
Duck and I are we're working on Duck.
Flight deck's a hive of activity. Voices over the loudspeakers bar command. Signal lamps are being flashed by the nearby Hornet. Replies are being made from Brandywine. Does anybody know Morse code? I don't think I actually gave anybody Morse code.
Wait.
I mean, I do know what's
Where's it
there?
at?
Huh.
Yeah, I don't think I actually
Morse
gave anybody
code.
Morse code.
It's
If you have
terrible.
cryptography, if you have any points in that, I would allow you to make a roll. If you
I
so
was,
desire.
I have 1%.
I have
You can
1%.
put 1%. None of you guys are trained in Morse
I don't know
code.
Jack.
You don't have radios. You don't need Morse code. You know. Anyway, you can make a roll if you want. Percentile dice, you want to roll. Have you guys played Call of Cthulhu before?
Nope.
No.
Okay, almost everything is done with percentile dice. You want to roll that
Yeah,
number or
hundreds.
less. So, yeah. Do you need dice?
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
Okay.
There's a 1%.
Very small
I didn't
percentage
come
chance.
like, to play D&D. You're like, oh, it's my bad.
That's okay. No. That's fine. Here we go. Here's some percentiles.
Thank
What do your
you.
guns take? A D10 and a D6.
Okay, you must need,
So here's some D6s. Here's you got a D10 right here. Let's stick
I
with these
see
for now.
one of these.
So what you want to do is roll both of those. You play D&D.
Yeah.
So it's like percent. It's a percent.
okay.
Yeah.
Anybody
You
else
want to
need?
roll that number or
anybody
less?
else? Yeah.
91.
Okay,
Don't
nice.
think you made it. So nobody's really sure what the codes are being
Well,
flashed.
Okay.
The Navy men on deck started taking care of the bombers. Blocks are whipped out from under the wheels. The deck vehicles start moving the bombers into position within a half an hour. They're crisscrossed on the deck like this, with the tail sticking out over the side. You guys are up in the front.
Okay.
You're playing as the first one that's supposed to be taking
Take
off. Weather's good, but the sea is rough. And the Brandywine's increasing speed until she's really moving fast. Then the bombs are brought in. They're rolled across the deck on their low-slung dollies and to the planes. Navy men top the tanks of the bombers, and once they're full, they start like tipping your plane to try to get any air bubbles out of those tanks.
Right.
Let's see, the controls tower starts to display large square cards giving compass readings and the wind, which is gale force. The wind is blowing like crazy. The takeoff instructor comes by each plane, wishes you guys luck. A few Navy men come by and wish you luck that you've met. You've been staying in their
Oh, so-
quarters. Yeah, you're wherever they can fit you. So at 8:20, you guys can see Hornet from your position. You haven't started your engines yet,
Good.
and you can see very clearly over there. Lieutenant Doolittle's plane's the first one to take off, and if it can't make it off the carrier, then the mission's going to have to be scrubbed because you guys haven't practiced this at all, except like on land.
Ooh.
You see that it's his bomber lunges forward with chains of signals, and with the left wing far over the port side, his plane waddles and then lunges into the teeth of the gale. He picks up more speed, and then as the Hornet lifts herself up on top of a wave and cuts through at full speed, the plane takes off with yards to spare, which is a big relief to you guys.
Yeah.
And he almost immediately turns around her tail and goes up. He goes around and he circles the plane. This is what you guys are going to do too. He circles the carrier, takes a bead on the carrier, and then he's using that as his bearing because the Hornet's bearing, Admiral Halsey and your captain of your ship too, are both aiming it right at Tokyo. So you guys are taking your initial bearing off the aircraft carrier.
Okay, you got that, Mr. Devin? You got that, Wayne?
Yep. And he knows all. You know all this information. You guys have been drilling this crap
Okay, yeah,
for the
but
last
that's it.
week or two.
Okay, so that's one thing I'm observing, is the way the carriers are going up and down, so I'm gonna
Yep.
try to time it.
Well,
when
you
the
got a
carrier goes
guy
up.
on the deck who's going to actually tell you when to go.
Okay, got it.
One by one, the other 15 planes from the Hornet take off over the course of an hour. One at a time, up, around, and off to Tokyo. Once they're all up, the Navy man at the bow of the ship, he's got a checkered flag, and he gives you a signal to get your engines started, and once they are, he starts to signal you to race the engines, you two up in the front. He waits, and he seems to he's timing it so that the ships will do what the Hornet did.
Right.
He finally gives you a new signal. The Navy boys pull the blocks out of the wheel, and a third signal, and that's when you release your brakes and the bomber moves forward.
Let's see what you got.
Your left wing is way over the port side.
Okay, don't look left way.
The
just
right
go.
wing is actually comes super close to as you can see, the Brandywine actually has a freaking smokestack
Yeah, I know.
and a control tower. It's so close, you're like, oh god, he's gonna hit it.
Okay, okay, hold on. Okay, come on. Okay.
Tearing through the gale force winds. At one moment, the flight deck is underneath you, and the next second, it's gone. I need a pilot aircraft from you.
Okay, pilot aircraft.
Yes, please.
Okay, where is it?
It should be under P.
Yeah,
Under
it's right here.
pilot. Those are
Aircraft
in-
65, here we go.
What do you get?
9. Woo, I'm cool. Am I good or what?
What do you get?
96.
You want under.
Oh,
96. Okay, 96.
We're dead.
well, we're goner.
All right, so you actually lift off, but then come back down really hard.
Uh-huh.
Boom! Everybody takes a point of damage. But you managed to get it up into the air after
I was
that.
going to have a game going.
96 is a critical fail, so
Oh, shit. So I'm
What
off.
is our
Yes!
actual hit
Am I
points?
correct?
your hit points should be
Right here.
marked
You'll start
in
at
the box.
13. Yeah, I got it right here. I'll
Yes.
help him. 13.
So everybody's
So you
jolted
get
really
circle
hard.
as well. That's where you're at right now.
Yeah, I've never seen
That
it.
hurt
Never
like
seen it.
a bitch.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
You've got an intercom in the plane, so all you have to do is flick a switch and you can talk to anybody else
Okay.
on the plane.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Cap, what the hell happened up there?
Fuck, I thought I had a time right there too. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, but we're on our way though. We're still dry.
Yep, yeah, you bank, you go over Brandywine, you get your bearing, and you're on your way to Japan.
Okay.
Hooray! Unfortunately, you're supposed to launch tonight. not this afternoon, not, you were supposed to launch tonight, not this morning.
Right.
So instead of 350 nautical miles, you were 650 nautical miles from
Oh,
Japan.
boy. Okay.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's very
That's
bad.
You hope you have enough fuel to get to China.
Okay.
You should, maybe. You think maybe.
Maybe.
Probably.
What do you say, guy?
See how it goes.
Yeah. Maybe we get a tailwind or
I
something.
got, I
Oh,
got a
God.
flask.
It's been
We'll
late
dump that
now.
in there.
I trust you. You got it.
Maybe we should drop a
Yeah.
secondary objective to save fuel.
You guys have
Let's see.
launched 10 hours before schedule.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll
Whatever
just
we
keep
find,
with,
thanks.
okay, so am I sort of leading the way so we can sort of slow down a little bit to conserve fuel as much as we can?
Yes, you slow down to minimum.
To minimum,
Controls
okay.
are real like gooey.
Yeah, it's
You
gooey,
don't like it, but
we're
yeah,
saving
you can,
fuel
you
right
can
there.
maintain.
We can fly it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
can we still make it to Yokohama? Can we still make it to Yokohama though?
Yeah, you can definitely make it to Japan.
Okay,
Okay.
but I'm talking about specifically Yokohama.
Yes.
Though.
Oh yeah. You're still within range. Your guess is you should be able to make it to China. You might not be able to make it to one of the airfields that have been prepared, which means you might end up having to ditch the plane once you're over China or try a landing somewhere else.
Do I expect we have enough to reach our secondary target, or is
Yes.
that just a plan B?
Well,
Okay.
the secondary target was just Plan B,
Okay, so we don't have to do that. Okay.
No.
Don't worry about that.
and it is still on.
So-
It's still on the way.
I just
So-
have the information your character gave me of an island, which would be ideal for us to touch.
We may have to.
Right.
We may have to do that, guys.
You're in the
Okay.
back. You're topping off the tanks.
Yeah.
You use up. Yeah, you top off the tanks with all the reserve gas cans that you got, all 10 of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just from takeoff. So that doesn't make you feel any better. You're also going to want to stay as low as possible.
Very much so. Oil burning.
Don't hit the water again.
We'll try not to, but also to
You didn't hit the water. You hit the
I
depth.
did.
If we
I
hit
think
the
once-
water, we wouldn't have got back up.
I know. Okay, don't rub it
Okay,
in.
so
okay,
yeah,
I'm-
the controls feel sloppy at the slow speed. The weather is disgustingly good. Beautiful blue skies.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do some oil burning. So should the Earth do some Earth calculation? Because if we're going low, we're drinking more fuel that way.
If you're what? If you're going low?
We're drinking. Yeah.
Not
higher
enough
you go-
more fuel. If it would take more fuel to get up high in order to conserve fuel than it will just to
Well-
stay low and slow.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we burned a lot of fuel from takeoff.
Yeah.
So, so we're at a low altitude.
Yeah, probably at 20 or 30 feet is where you're sitting right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not enough to do a bombing run whatsoever.
No, here's the plan.
We're on the
Here's the plan for
floor.
Tokyo.
Okay.
You will come into Tokyo treetop, rooftop level as much as possible. Once you're into the bombing zone, what happens is he flicks a switch and he will still have control of the vertical, but then you will have control of horizontal for the aircraft. Okay? Yeah, that's what the Bombardier gets to do.
You did not give me enough pilot for that.
Yes, you'll be fine.
You gave me 20.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
You're
Okay,
more
let's go
concerned with
down.
the air
Let's
than
go left or
Bombardier.
right.
Listen, just,
Yeah.
just think of everything.
So,
it's a simple
it's a
thing.
big bomb.
Once you reach the zone, you go up to 1,500 feet exactly.
Uh-huh.
You got the altimeter. It's not a
Okay.
problem.
No problem.
You drop the bombs. Once the last bomb is dropped, you give control back to him. The plane will then drop back down to treetop, and then you'll get out of there. You also increase your speed during the bomb run to
Well, you
max.
burn- no, yeah,
But other than that, you want to go as slow as possible to conserve fuel.
Got it right there too. Okay, so we have to bear that island in mind right there. Okay, guys, so we're all on the same ropes. Any damage control, Mr. Engineer?
No. But we did.
You can hop down and take a look around
Yeah,
the ship, which
okay,
you can
I'll
get
do
to,
that.
and everything looks fine.
Okay.
Everybody got kind
Check
of
out
hurt.
damage control,
Captain knows what
Scotty.
Exactly.
We hope we know what he's
All right.
Also,
Cat knows
my
what he's
character
doing.
would probably be like, so what happened exactly?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Because, like, this is ahead of schedule, right, Cap?
Yeah. No, we are way the hell ahead of schedule. You gotta remember, we were supposed to launch at night. So what happened?